Ahoy mateys, Firebrand X here with a video preview of Woozle's GBA Consolizer. I'm going to let it run through this demo. I've got the volume turned down a bit. Note that I'm using the analog output for audio. I couldn't get the HDMI output to work with my breakout box, which I use to separate audio from video because my capture card, my DataPath Vision capture card, does not have audio processing. So normally I have to use a breakout box, but there's something weird about the output signal of Woozle's GBA HDMI adapter, and my breakout box just doesn't want to work with it. I want to get into a few points. Probably these things will be fixed in firmware updates or maybe addressed in instruction booklets when you get the game, but number one on the list is batteries in the Game Boy Advance. When I first hooked everything up, had all the cables hooked up correctly, made sure, I turned it on and I couldn't get it to work. Nothing would happen. And so, since there weren't any instructions with this when Zach sent it to me, I thought, well, maybe it's because the Game Boy Advance actually needs batteries for this to work. So I put the batteries in and turned it on, and sure enough, it started working great. Thing is, I found out after about an hour or so that no, you do not want to put batteries in the Game Boy Advance when using this adapter. Definitely do not want to do that. Definitely. Sounding like Rain Man here. Because when I took the batteries out after an hour of play, they were exceptionally hot, like I would say 150 degrees Fahrenheit, so hot that I dropped them to the floor in reaction. I was like, damn, you know, those things were probably close to venting at some point. I don't know how close they get to that, but yeah, just fair warning, don't put batteries in the GBA when you're using this adapter. I don't know if it was just a snafu, a fluke occurrence, but it wouldn't work when I tried it without the batteries. Then it did work when I tried them with the batteries, and then when I realized the batteries were getting really hot, I took them out, and now it works fine without the batteries. So, a long story short, too late, you know, don't use batteries. Please do not do that. Next thing I found that was kind of a weird quirk is the in-game menu, where you press down, at least on this version, you press down, press plus select, so there it goes and it shows up. This appears to be an older firmware, I guess, because some of the features I've seen in Bob's stream are missing here. But I can only get that menu to show up using the Super NES port, the Super NES pad port. If you try down and select on the Game Boy Advance itself, nothing happens. It doesn't bring up the menu, so you have to use the port, if you, at least on this firmware revision. Let's see, the next thing on the list is button assignments. I cannot stand how the buttons are backwards. Like in this particular game for Metroid Zero Mission, the jump and shoot buttons are exactly the opposite of what I am used to for Super Nintendo games when I'm using the Super NES pad. And so what I would really like to see is some sort of firmware revision where there's button assignments where you can just, you know, say, hey, swap these, because I would feel a lot better playing these games with the jump being the Y button and the, or actually the B button, and the Y button being the shoot button. As it is right now, the jump button is Y and B button is shoot, and that's just backwards for me. I just don't, I can't get used to it. For this particular video, I finally figured out how to record with better chroma sampling. In previous videos, I didn't like how the reds were getting sort of downsampled, and YouTube's probably going to do that anyway, but I'm going to upload this video separately on FileTrip as an uncompressed video, so you can download and see the full image quality, at least from this video recording, of just how fantastic this looks in HDMI. Also, this video is recorded in 720p format, so if you're watching this, make sure to set your HD settings for YouTube to 720p to match, and try to watch it at that particular resolution for like a 1:1 pixel square pixel ratio. And also I have programmed OBS Studio to record this in 59.87 frames per second. I don't know if that will carry through to YouTube, but at least the video itself will be that way when I upload it to FileTrip. And that's the reported frame rate according to my capture card that this particular HDMI output is running at. So I thought I would match that in OBS Studio just to make sure that no dropped or skipped frames are going to happen. With that said, I'll turn up the sound on this and I'll play a couple of games. Fair warning, I'm not very good at Game Boy Advance games because I never owned one back in the day. I've had one for a few years now, but I haven't had a chance to really, you know, delve into the library. I've played through Castlevania, Circle of the Moon, and of course, Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion, but that's about it. So I'll turn up the volume, let this run for a little bit, maybe play a little of it, and then reset and play a couple of other games just so you can check out and see just how good it looks. So let me turn up the volume, and then I'll go ahead and like play a few minutes. Actually, I'll just let me just start a new game here. Yes, because I'm a wimp. Stunning visual clarity, I like it. Yeah, I just, the jump and shoot being backwards, it messes with me big time. Like, I go to shoot and Samus jumps. It's like, damn it. And I have sent Woozle a message just to see what he has to say about these few issues I've run into, and, about a possible firmware update that might address a few of them. Because if need be, I'll frickin' I'll hardwire it differently or something, where I can swap those buttons. There it is again, try to jump and I shoot. And I won't play this very long because I know Bob did nearly 2 hours of this particular game, so you've already seen it from his stream. Maybe this is a little better video quality, but I want to bore you with the same game, and I'm not as good at it because I haven't played it in like 10 years at least. At least not, like all the way through. Get used to that. Anyway, that's enough of this game. I'll go ahead and reset and give a couple other games a try. One thing I will say about this is, you know, 4K TV users are probably going to really enjoy this a lot better than 1080p because it outputs in 720p. And my particular TV doesn't do a very good job of upscaling 720. I mean, it's okay, but man, if this had 1080p output, oh, it would just be like game over. You know, this is the way you would want to play any of your Game Boy Advance stuff. But that being said, I'm sure there's a lot of 4K TVs where this will look fantastic. Let me try, I don't know, like an F-Zero game. I don't particularly like the F-Zero games on here because they just seem kind of too slidey for me, like you're always on ice. I remember on the Super NES one, I could, you know, cut a corner on a dime, basically, but on this game it feels like I'm sliding on ice all the time, you know, so I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I just haven't gotten used to it. I'm just, like I say, I'm a total newbie at a lot of these games. But this is just to show how good the HDMI output looks anyway. It's just beautiful. Go. Yeah, there's way too much sliding in this compared to the Super NES version. These would be a lot more fun if they had the same playability as the Super NES. Of course, again, I'm new at this, so let's just see. Look at that. You know, I even let go of the accelerator, try to use the shoulder to cut, and he still slides. It's just sliding away. Ah, that's terrible. So use like a boost or something. So you just cannot cut a corner. I guess if they had just made the playability like the Super NES version, these games would be awesome. And I'm still sliding. No acceleration, cutting a corner with the shoulder button, and he still slides. That's bullshit. I guess they want you to have to use the brakes. I mean, how lame is that, actually having to use a brake in a racing game? This is terrible. I'm gonna try to boost. Let's go. First, but I ain't gonna get there. Let's say you can use this boost. Come on, use the boost. Yeah, I couldn't handle it. Alright, so there's me sucking at this F-Zero games. Try something else. Let's try, I heard this Area of Sorrow for Castlevania is like really good. I only played Circle of the Moon, which I loved, but I heard that one was supposed to be the best of the series, anyway. I started a file on it. I just got to the first save point I could find. Let's see if it should still be on there. Yeah. And I will admit, the graphics are pretty damn good in this game. But once again, having to jump with the Y button, cannot stand that shit. What have we here? Just gonna do another. There's something over there. Castle map, so I don't know. And I forgot I had picked that up. Okay, how do I back out of this? There we go. Castle map. How do I use it? I don't know how to use it. Oh well. Oh cool, you get the slide from Symphony of the Night. Well, at any rate, I'll go ahead and stop here. This is just a sort of a preview demonstration. Let me turn the sound down on this so you don't hear it. Yeah, video demonstration preview of Woozle's GBA Consolizer. Fantastic product. Just a few little things here and there I'd liked worked out, like, you know, button assignment, you know, just little things like that, maybe, which maybe can be addressed in a future firmware update, but it looks fantastic, and I expect these to sell like hotcakes. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed my crappy gameplay. See you later.